What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 229 of the Monday Night Wars. I am Chad Talks, and joining me, as always, is J Mac Gaming.
Man, imagine if I sounded as loud as that, Chad.
Imagine.
Imagine all the people that I would wake up in my apartment complex.
I mean, don't get me wrong. My neighbors hate when I do this, but that's okay.
That's alright. Let's run this show, Chad.
Fuck them, I say.
Fuck them, I said. Chad, I'll tell you about this match. 2 debuts of ECW talent. Tracy, some others, and Phil LaFawn. Man.
Oh, hell yeah.
And Big Tracy gets a win. They did not click at all. No shock. But he wins with a southern kick. Chad, you ever get a southern kick before?
Well, I think every time I eat, like, southern food, it has a southern kick.
Okay. Hey. Good one, Chad. Chad, tell me about this match.
Yeah, well, so last week on Nitro, of course, Benoit and Saturn, the Radicals, said that they had a mission, and it was to win Tag Team Gold. And so this pre-show match, Saturn took on Lex Luger, and wouldn't you know it, Justin, Saturn defeated Lex Luger.
With a Death Valley driver.
The Death Valley driver. So, I mean, who knows? Maybe that'll lead to a tag team match.
Probably.
This got a 100?
Yeah, this always gets 100s.
Abso-fucking-lutely it did.
That's how long it's been since recordings, that Chad forgets and gets a pop every time he sees 100s from Scott Steiner and Raven. His number one match of all time is a 99. The best match of the series is Raven and Steiner.
I know. I always forget.
Gross.
So, Scott Steiner, that's in the ring, and he said, "First of all, I just want to say hi to all my freaks out there." Everyone
boos.
Cheers. He says, during the week, I had a lot of time to think about Little Ravens rules match. But I gotta say, I had a lot of time to think about it, but I didn't spend that much time thinking about it. Instead, I spent more of my time thinking about all of the freaks that were going to come back to the Big Bad Booty Daddy's House of Pound. You know what I'm saying? Oh, sorry, I'm sick. Trying to do Scott Steiner. He says, now listen up. All right?
All right.
Let me holler at you. Now listen. Scott Steiner. Scott Steiner is the world champion, and that means I'm the best and baddest man in the world. And it don't matter if it's WCW, if it's ECW, if it's WWF, if it's WWE, if it's www.com, if it's NBC, CBS, ABC. It don't matter. What matters is Scott Steiner is the most badass and biggest and baddest guy in the business. And every single man in the audience right now wishes he was as cool as Scott Steiner. And everyone's like, yeah, we do. And all the women. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. And all the women.
Maybe you just don't do his voice. Just cut the volume.
And all the women wish they could be with Scott Steiner. And they all went, yeah, we do. He says, but guess what? It doesn't matter what any of you think, because at the end of the day, Scott Steiner's going to be spending his time sleeping with supermodels and hotties.
Let's go.
And the commentators are going like, what is he saying? Like, what is Scott doing? And it's very clear that Scott Steiner is going off script for this promo, everyone. He says, oh, I spent so much time thinking about that. And thinking about how much I hate Ric Flair. And the Nature Boy, number 2, because he smells like number 2. And I didn't even spend that much time thinking about Raven. But then I went back and rewatched Nitro. And I went back and saw what he said to me. And then I remembered what he did to me. And it made me so mad, I literally tackled an entire building and brought it down. I took a car and I ate it for breakfast. Raven, I don't care what rules are in a Ravens rules match. The only thing I care about is kicking your skinny fat ass. So Raven, you want to challenge me to a Raven rules match? You bet your sweet ass I'm in. Then Raven comes out. He says, I'm not going to lie to you, man. I don't really know what it is you just said. He says, and I'm going to be honest with you, I don't think any of these people know what you just said. But that's the thing that makes me the most mad about you, Scott. You can come out here with your cool sunglasses and your stupid t-shirt, and you could just say nonsense, absolute nothing. You can talk about taking people's wives and doing things that I don't even want to talk about. It's a television show, but they still cheer for you. You're these people's heroes, and you're the exact opposite of a person who should be a hero. Me, I should be the one these people care about. I should be the one people paid money to see because, damn it, I'm the best damn wrestler in the world. And that barely legal, I'm going to finally prove it. And Scott, since you so stupidly agreed to a Ravens rules match without even learning what the actual rules are, I'm going to tell you what they are. In this match, I, and only I, will be allowed to use weapons. I can do whatever I want to you, and it's legal. You, Scott, you use a weapon on me, and you're disqualified. And in a Ravens rules match, Scott, if you get disqualified, you lose the championship. By the way, for me, there are no countouts. I can take you outside the ring and beat you within an inch of your life, and I won't get counted out. You, Scott, you will. And guess what? In a Ravens rules match, if you get counted out, you lose the championship. And Scott, if you do manage to somehow make a pinfall attempt on me in a Ravens rules match, you have to answer a 5 count. Whereas me, I only have to score a 3. You see, Scott, I know you're really, really bad with math and numbers don't really make sense to you. Let me tell you something. The numbers don't lie. And at barely legal, it spells disaster for you. There's that 100 promo.
Yes, sir. There we go.
Sorry guys, I've got the Rona, and I didn't think that was going to be as hard as it was, but God, that kicked my ass.
All right, we move on to the opening match of the night, Chad.
Yeah, and about to had decent reaction from the crowd, but terrible terrible wrestling. Randy Savage defeated Tatanka at 10:50 by pinfall with a flying elbow drop and makes defense number 2 of the WCW World Television Title. Look at that! Look at Randy Savage scoring getting a 70. Is that a 75?
73. That's not good, Chad. It's Randy Savage.
Yeah, but other than Tatanka's,
but yeah, they didn't click, and I think that that doesn't.
That'll do it.
All
that'll
right.
do it.
Move on to the next segment where oh no, Louis Piccoli's in the ring.
Randy Savage is like, ooh yeah. The Macho Man Randy Savage, the WCW television champion, oh yeah. And Louis Piccoli, you're gonna challenge me to a match belt for belt. And let me tell you something, Madonna's girlfriend, more like Madonna's girlfriend. Let me tell you something, Mr. Spicoli. You think you can hang with the Macho Man? You're not even good enough to lace my boots. And I think it's time I prove it. You see, the go-home show to the pay-per-view, brother, and I'm out here having myself open challenges for a championship that I have to defend. I literally risked not making it to the pay-per-view to defend this because that's what champions do, and that's how confident I am in my ability. So, Louis Piccoli, you sit in catering and you enjoy the free food that WCW provides for you. And I'll just keep on being a champion. Oh, yeah. And then Louis Piccoli comes out. He says, Randy, you shut your mouth. All right, listen. I don't need to be, I'm not trying to be you. I'm trying to be better than you. And at this pay-per-view, at Barely Legal, I'm going to finally, I'm going to prove it to you, and I'm going to prove it to everyone here, that I'm the better television champion. I'll tell you what, Randy, you think it's impressive that you defended the championship in an open challenge? Guess what? All right? I can do that. In fact, you know what, Randy? How about this? How about you get your old ass out of the ring, and I'll get in there, and I'll have an open challenge of my own. And Randy says, all right, Louis Piccoli, I'll get out of the ring, and I'm going to sit right here at the announce table and watch your match.
Okay, so we move on to that match itself, and poor Louis Piccoli.
And about that terrible wrestling and non-existent crowd heat, Shane Douglas defeated Louis Piccoli in 8:06 with a belly-to-belly suplex, and Shane Douglas wins the ECW World Television title. Yes, in a shocking turn of events.
I don't know about
Louis
shocking.
In a turn of events, Louis Piccoli lost his championship, and while this is happening, Shane Douglas is celebrating with his championship, and Randy Savage is actually at ringside, and he points to his brain as if to say I'm so smart. He laughs at Louis Piccoli. Randy Savage being a bit of a bully to Mr. Spicoli here. I don't know.
As he should. I think if I can remember right, our first firing of the series was Louis Piccoli.
Yeah. So now, Justin, at Barely Legal, we're gonna have Shane Douglas versus Randy Savage, title for title,
which is a much better match. Let's be completely honest. No disrespect to Louis Piccoli, Madonna's boyfriend, but Jesus,
took me 6 months to plan this fiasco.
Yeah, that's what took so long. He didn't know how to book this match, and I'm like, all right, we'll just wait. We'll do record until you get this under control, and here we are.
Yeah, and here we are. Here backstage, someone asks Scott, Kevin, what were your thoughts on that last title match? And they both looked and said, what are our thoughts on Louis Piccoli losing the television championship match to Shane Douglas? Scott says, I'm not going to lie to you, I didn't even know Louis Piccoli worked there again.
And Kevin Nash is like, who is Louis Piccoli?
Yeah, Kevin Nash is like, who the fuck is Louis Piccoli? Who? And Kevin Nash and Scott Hall, they talk about how, they're like, listen, we came out here last week and we talked about how we both wanted to win gold. World title. And then Kevin Nash says, I wanted to win the world title. And Scott Hall here, he was going to win the television championship. And Scott Hall kind of looks at him once again I wanted the world title. But then Kevin Nash says, but listen, all right, before we can do that, there's some other business we got to take care of. See, Brett, Mr. High and Mighty, Mr. Pink and Black, wants to try to mess the Wolfpack. Too sweet Scott. He says, so we need to make an example out of Brett, and we need to show his family that there's only one family, and it's our family. So, we're going to show, once again, that we are the best tag team in the history of professional wrestling. Before we both win our singles gold, we're going to win tag gold tonight. We spoke with Bischoff, and he approved it. The main event tonight's going to be Scott Hall and Kevin Nash versus Davey Boy and Neidhart. And I know, Brett, your family and you are in a rough spot here. So I want you to hear this. When we beat them tonight, and we will beat them, and we win the tag team titles, and we put them in the hospital, it's going to be on your end. It's going to be your ass, Brett. It's going to be on you.
All right, there we go. Ooh. The Outsiders taking on the Foundation tonight. Main event.
Yeah. Main event for the tag titles.
Oh, Lord. Speaking of debuts.
We have a debut tonight, Justin. And here we go. Greg Valentine shows up in the ring. And he's taking on newcomer Jamie Noble. And Jamie Noble, I think that says awesome, and an awesome match.
It says in an abysmal match.
It says awesome. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, you're right. It's an A word, all right.
Jamie Noble defeats Greg Valentine. Yeah, in an ass match. In an awesome match. Jimmy Noble defeats Greg Valentine in 10:22 with a guillotine choke.
Bro, Jamie Noble came out here, fucking the size of Greg Valentine's leg, and chokes him out. Wow.
Yeah. Good debut for Jamie Noble.
Yeah, he got a poor gimmick, though. But he can't talk.
Jamie Noble grabs a microphone and he says, WCW, welcome to the era of the Noble One. And then everyone boos him because that promo sucked. So, a way to shoot yourself in the foot there, Jamie.
Good job, Jamie. You fucking stink. Let's move on. Ooh, Alex Wright and Chris Kanyon.
71. Oh, a decent match. Chris Kanyon and Alex Wright faced off, and Chris Kanyon defeated Alex Wright by submission.
Oh, taps.
Good for them.
Oh, man.
Good for Chris Kanyon.
Where was Steve Wright, Alex Wright's father?
He must have had to. Well, what happened is he couldn't get the day off from his other job at the office because WCW pays him quarters to wrestle, so couldn't get the time
Literal
off.
Quarters. Here's $1.25, kid.
Here's your 75 cents.
Here, go job to Louis Spicoli. Let's move on, Chad. Oh, the foundation.
Jim Neidhart and Davey Boy are back. Jim Neidhart and Davey Boy are backstage with their tag titles, and Bret Hart walks up and he says, "Hey, listen, listen. I know you guys have your tag team match tonight, and I know it's weird with us right now, right? You came out, you helped me, I appreciate, and then you left. So I don't really know where we're at. I want to let you know, if things get rough there, and if they try to cheat, if any of their tricks happen, I've got your back, just like you had mine." And then Jim and Davey Boy, they look at him, and they walk away.
All right. Oh, speaking of walking away.
Dreamer is in the ring. He's got his global and his hardcore championship, and he's in the ring. And Spike Dudley challenged him earlier the week. It was reported on WCW.com that Spike Dudley was challenging Dreamer to kind of defend ECW's honor. And Dreamer said, "All right, I'll see you at Nitro." And in about that terrible wrestling and non-existent crowd heat, Dreamer defeated Spike Dudley in 5:49 with a pile driver.
There you go. I gotta remember to take up Paul Heyman as the road agent. He's not very good at that.
No, not very good.
Oh, speaking of not very good.
Dreamer has the microphone and he talks about how, he says, "I am so excited for Barely Legal. I am so excited to finally put this trash bag company's past with me behind me. I am so excited to no longer have to be associated with EC. Ugh, I can barely even say the last part. W." He says, "Because I'm challenging any member of ECW's past to come face me for the hardcore title. And after I embarrass them, I wipe the floor with them, and I show the world just how pitiful of a company ECW was. Everyone is going to know that this is no longer about ECW. This is about dreaming big." And then the Sandman's music hits. Everyone pops because it's the Sandman. Who doesn't like the Sandman, you know? And he comes out, smoking his cigarette, drinking his beer. And he says, "What the hell is wrong with you?" He says, "ECW gave you a job when no other company would. The whole reason why you even work for this company is because of ECW. The reason why you work for this company because of the matches you had with me. Now listen, you can badmouth Paul Heyman. You can badmouth some of the boys in the back for ECW. That's fine. But when you badmouth ECW, you badmouth me. And I'm not going to sit here while some fat bastard in a black t-shirt and stupid wrestling trunks makes fun of me, thinking he's better than me because he likes to do yoga and meditate in the middle of the ring. I'm not going to have that. All right, Tom? here's the thing. At the pay-per-view, I will be defending ECW's honor. I'm gonna go beat Chris Jericho in the Inner Circle. And then who knows? Maybe I'll answer your little challenge, and maybe I'll kick your ass, and maybe I'll take your hardcore championship. But mark my words, someone's gonna beat some respect into you and teach you a lesson. And if it ain't gonna be anybody in that back, and he takes off his cigarette, and he actually walks up and puts out the cigarette on Tommy Dreamer's neck.
Oh, that's fucked.
He says, "It'll be me." And then he just taps Tommy Dreamer on the back and says, "See you this weekend, kid." And then he rolls to the back and leaves.
Interesting.
Won't that be something?
That'll be huge.
Yeah. If it happens, who knows? I mean, it could be anybody from ECW's past.
Main event time, Chad.
Main event time. Got a 79. Well, that isn't great.
Well, you got two 60s in the ring, and Davey Boy.
Yeah. But in a good match, the Outsiders defeated the Foundation in 1806 when Scott Hall pinned Davey Boy with a razor's edge. And during the match, we had Eric Bischoff run in and attack the British Bulldog.
What the hell's Bischoff doing, Chad?
Yeah, well, so what happened was it looked like the Outsiders were going to lose, but then Bischoff came out and got involved. Bischoff, that bastard.
So new tag champs, Chad.
New tag team champs, and they're beating down the Foundation. But then Bret Hart's music hits, and he runs into the ring, and they all roll out, and Bret grabs the microphone and he says, "Ash Hall, Bischoff, you rat bastard. At the pay-per-view, we're gonna show you what happens when you mess with the Hearts. Because you see, it doesn't matter if we're fighting. When someone comes at my brothers, when someone comes at my family, I ball up my fist and I fight back. So listen, we'll see you Sunday. I promise you, the things we do to you are gonna be barely legal."
There we go. And that is the end of Nitro in 83. Like I said, just can't beat it.
Just can't beat it.
Just can't do it. Yeah. B-show.
You hate to see it.
I love to see it. All right, Chad, that was episode 220. Yes. 229.
Sorry, everybody, for the coughing. I wasn't prepared for Scott Steiner's voice to affect me in such a manner.
229. That did fuck you up, but it's all right, Chad. It's all right.
Yeah, it did, but it's okay.
We will see you for episode 230.
Under 230.
2:30, and that's almost what time it is while we're recording. Fuck Cody Rhodes.
Is it?